Hey guys, Lancac here, and I know it's been a while since I've done any K31 reviews, primarily because I can't find any to buy that are within a reasonable price. However, I did find one here. This is something very especial, and this is a rare bird indeed right here. And it's a rare bird in the fact that this is a Canton Arsenal refurbished, rebuilt K31 Unfired. It's got the original beechwood stock on it, as evidenced by the September of 1949 stock stamping on the butt. It's got the circled 3 here indicating the Canton Arsenal, and BE stamped on the rear tang. But as you can see, it is absolutely cherry. It 100% bluing. Like I say, this rifle, from what I can see, has never been fired. It was looks like it was rebuilt by the Arsenal, and then probably sat in storage in an arsenal somewhere for many years. But so I want you to take a look at this. I'm going to do a little range test on it today, which I always enjoy doing, as you know. But this is cherry. This is a 1949, original 1949 beechwood stock K31. The throat erosion on it checks less than 2.0, which, as I've stated before, indicates that that's a new barrel. This has a brand new barrel on it. And headspace, the no-go gauge checks okay. I'm going to actually check actual headspace of it today when I fire it with a fired case. But as you can see, this rifle, this K31, is spectacular. And if anybody that's familiar with my stuff, you know that I do restorations on these. This one I have not touched. This is the way I have received it, and it is, to say the least, a rare bird. It is spectacular. Even comes with an original, brand new mil-spec sling, which I will show you here after a bit. But I am going to do going to take some shots with this today and see how it shoots. So wish me luck. I hope it goes well. Thanks, guys. Okay, so let's do a quick little walk around on this thing. As you can see, it's as fresh, Arsenal fresh as it gets. No doubt about it. The wood is in spectacular condition, especially considering it's beechwood. You know, beechwood stocks are tough to clean up. I realize that from doing a number of them. But like I say, this is an Arsenal. Like I say, this is an Arsenal rebuild from the Canton Arsenal, I believe it is. So there you go. I'm going to take some shots with it, and as usual, I don't have my target set up. I'm going to set up at 100 yards and put my diopter sights on it, and we'll see how she shoots. Okay, guys. Gonna take the first shot out of this thing. This is the first shot I've ever taken with it, and for all intents and purposes, this might be the first round out of this rifle in maybe 60 years. Probably the first round that's been through it since it was Arsenal rebuilt. So, as you can see, I screwed my diopter sights on it. And I did a bore sight on it, so we'll see how good that is. Usually my bore sights are reasonable. I can get them on paper anyways. First shot, I may have to do some adjustments depending on where it goes. And what I'm going to start off with is what I call my K31 Plinken ammunition. It's Hornady 150 grain full metal jacket rounds on top of 46 grains of IMR 4320. I use CCI bench rest primers. And this stuff is in PPU brass, commercial brass. And I seat the rounds on these about 25 thousandths off the lands. It varies a little bit from rifle to rifle though. Of course, I would think this would be on the 25 thousandths range because the throat on this is a new barrel, so the throat on this has no throat erosion at all. And from previous tests I've run with this ammunition, I think this ammunition's gone somewhere about 2,800, maybe a little over 2,800 foot per second. So anyways, enough of all the, and of course, I got you there, if you can see, that is a brand new sling, original sling, 1962 date on the stamp on it. And so I'm kind of figuring that the rifle, this was put with the rifle after it was re-arsenaled. So I'm thinking this rifle was probably refurbished in the 1960s sometime. So at any rate, let's take a, and I brought my my thing with me today to check headspace. I got my headspace gauge set up, and I'll put some. It's a little chilly out here this morning. It's starting to get that way here in Oregon. Believe it or not, we still got some smoke. Hideous. Like I said before, if you guys like breathing smoke all summer long, ruined the summer again. Another summer, 4th or 5th one in a row now. You just keep voting them goofball liberal Democrat communists in office here in Oregon. We got the best bunch in the country of those jackasses. So anyways, enough of that. Let's get to doing some shooting. Put one round in. Nice. And I know this is a mil-spec trigger. It's crisp, but it's a little heavy, of course. As you know, the first stage on these is a long take up on the first stage, and then the second stage breaks like a glass rod. But mil-spec is a little heavy, nice, but still a little heavy. So let's kind of see where we go here. Let's dial this down a little bit. There we go. Get her leveled up. First shot, boys. Looks good. Of course they all do. Let's take a look, see where it went. And it's not too bad off a bore sight. Of course, like I say, I've done enough of these. I kind of get a pretty good feel for how to bore sight them. It's about 2 inches low and maybe ½ inch right. And if it stays there, that's fine. I'll leave it there. Like I say, I'm not worried too much about the absolute bullseye, although I might change it later just for bragging rights. And this guy checks a beautiful 1 inch 805. That is perfect. That is right where you want to see them. Headspace on a K30, on a mil-spec K31 should check in the, I've seen them check 1 inch 803 to 1 inch 807. So this is right in there. So that's good. I think we're live. Let's try another shot here. See how many shots I can get out before my eye gets tired here. He ejects them out just right. About the same elevation, a little bit right on my last shot. I'm going to give it some squirts of elevation here. And see, rear sight should go need the rear sight to go. That should be pretty close right there. Let's see where that goes. Haven't been Haven't been sighting in many K31s lately because primarily, as I said, I can't find any anymore that I can, decent ones that I can work with and restore that people don't want $1 million for. Kind of put the kibosh on that whole deal, so I can still do them, but you're going to have to, we're going to have to do it an already owned K31 because I can't justify the cost of buying these things anymore and dropping my time and money in them on the prospect of how they're going to turn out. There we go. That's in the 10 ring. About 7 o'clock, maybe an inch off the orange bullseye. Let's try another. Let's take a look. I sent that one a bit high and to the left. Okay, gotta take my time here. Take a look. All right, I'm gonna have to move the windage back over a little bit. Let's try that. I may have moved it a little too far when I adjusted it, so let's move it back. Actually, I take that back. This has got a really nice trigger on it. Now that I've pulled it a few times, it's not that heavy. It's just perfect. I do believe that's the spot. I think, you know what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to run some GP11 out of this. And I know these guys are going to want to do some target setup here, so maybe I'll just try some GP11 now. Okay guys, let's try some GP11 ammunition here. I'll put 5 in the mag. This is 1978 production GP11, and okay, that's pretty good, guys. That's with GP11, of course, and I had my first 2 shots there. I did a sight adjustment, and then as usual, my issue with them is usually holding the right elevation, but as you can see, the windage is right on track, but nevertheless, shoots GP11 ammunition pretty darn good, I'd say. Well, and now we got some sunlight. I'll do just a little walk around on it. As you can see, I put my fancy diopter sights on it. Those are my crutch. If I had to use the combat sights on it, I'd be in dire straits, I think. It's the only thing that allows me to shoot these things even close to their potential. But as you can see, this is quite a spectacular firearm. The bluing is absolutely 100% on it. No signs of wear anywhere on it, front to back. All numbers matching. Everything. Magazine, bolt sleeves, stock, handguard, receiver. So this is, like I say, this is a rare find right here, and I'll do a shout out to my email buddy, Glow Culture, JPD. He's the one that turned me on to this. So I'm dedicating this range test to him. I can't believe he didn't just snag it for himself, but I wasn't going to miss the opportunity. Well, I may have had a little snafu with the camcorder, so I don't know how much of that last string I got recorded. But at any rate, it shot the GP11 ammunition wonderfully. As you can see in the sunlight, this is a spectacular rifle. This was a Canton Arsenal rebuild, and I do believe it was unfired until today. These K31s, you guys that enjoy mil-spec rifles, old vintage mil-spec rifles, there's absolutely nothing finer than a K31, and I do mean that literally. They're Swiss-made. They're built like a Swiss watch, built by SIG at Bern in Switzerland, and they are precision firearms. As you may know or may not know, in Switzerland, the shooting sport is like their national pastime. Many people will take military issue K31s and use them for competition. They shoot that good. And as evidenced today just now by the last 10 shots I shot with the GP11, I could see why. This thing shoots way better than I'm capable of shooting. But nevertheless, I had fun. It shot very well today. And so be sure to check out my website. I'll put it in the description below. So I hope you enjoyed it. Like I say, I may have, I don't know how much of this last string I actually got on camera. I think my camcorder, for whatever reason, quit recording. Sometimes the card goes a little goofy in it, and it has to be reinserted. But at any rate, guys, you're seeing a really rare bird here in this. I don't think I've ever seen one that is quite this fresh from the arsenal. And I've had a number of these things. The wood on it is in cherry condition. It has the typical military finish on it. And like I say, I was very impressed today with the way it shot. So hope you all enjoyed it, guys. Have a great day. God bless.